Pahlavi texts, translated by E.W. West, Part 1, The Bundahis, Sacred Books of the East, Oxford University Press, 1860, Chapter 27. On the nature of plants, it says in Revelation, that before the coming of the destroyer, vegetation had no thorn and bark about it, and afterwards, when the destroyer came, it became coated with bark and thorny. For antagonism mingled with every single thing. Owing to that cause, vegetation is, also, much mixed with poison, like abyss, the height of hemp, cund. That is poisonous, for men, when they eat it, die. In like manner, even as the animals, with grain of 50 and 5 species, and 12 species of medicinal plants, have arisen from the primeval ox, 10,000 species among the species of principal plants, and 100,000 species among ordinary plants have grown from all these seeds of the tree opposed to harm, the many-seeded which has grown in the wide-formed ocean. When the seeds of all these plants, with those from the primeval ox, have arisen upon it, every year the bird strips that tree and mingles all the seeds in the water. Tistar seizes them with the rainwater and rains them on to all regions. Near to that tree the white home, the healing and undefiled, has grown at the source of the water of a red vivsur. Everyone who eats it becomes immortal, and they call it the go-card tree, as it is said that home is expelling death. Also in the renovation of the universe, they prepare its immortality therefrom, and it is the chief of plants. These are as many genera of plants as exist. Trees and shrubs, fruit trees, corn, grain in general, right? Cereal grains particularly. Flowers, aromatic herbs, salads, spices, grass, wild plants, medicinal plants, gum plants, and all producing oil, dyes, and clothing. I will mention them also a second time, all whose fruit is not welcome as food of men, and are perennial. Solvar, as the cypress, the plane, the white poplar, the box, and others of this genus, they call trees and shrubs. Dar, va, dirakt. The produce of everything welcome as food of men, that is perennial, as the date, the myrtle, the lote palm, the grape, the quince, the apple, the citron, the pomegranate, the peach, the fig, the walnut, the almond, and others in this genus, they call fruit, vivak. Whatever requires labor with the spade and is perennial, they call a shrub, dirakt. Whatever requires that they take its crop through labor, and its root withers away, such as wheat, barley, grain, various kinds of pulse, vetches, and others of this genus, they call corn, gurdak. Every plant with fragrant leaves which is cultivated by the hand laborer of men and is perennial, hambar, they call an aromatic herb, sipram. Whatever sweet-scented blossom arises at various seasons through the hand labor of men, or has a perennial root and blossoms in its season, with new shoots and sweet-scented blossoms, as the rose, the narcissus, the jasmine, the dog rose, nestarun, the tulip, the colocynth, kavastik, the Pandanus, Kadeh, the Kamba, the ox-eye, Hevre, the crocus, the swallowwort, Zarda, the violet, the carda, and others of this genus, they call a flower, gul. Everything whose sweet-scented fruit or sweet-scented blossom arises in its season, without the hand labor of men, they call a wild plant, vahar, or nihal. Whatever is welcome as food of cattle and beasts to burden, they call grass, giyah. Whatever enters into cakes, pes, parakiha, they call spices, avzariha. Whatever is welcome in eating of bread, as torn shoots of the coriander, watercress, kakig, the leek, and others of this genus, they call salad, tirak. Whatever is like spinning cotton, and others of this genus, they call clothing plants, gamak. Whatever lentil is greasy as sesame, dushtang, hemp, zandak, and others of this genus, they call an oil seed, rokano. Whatever one can dye clothing with as saffron, sapanwood, sakava, vaha, and others of this genus, they call a dye plant, rog. Whatever root or gum or wood is scented, as frankincense, rost, kust, sandalwood, cardamom, camphor, orange-scented mint, and others of this genus, they call a scent, bod. Whatever stickiness comes out from plants, they call gummy, zadak. The timber which proceeds from the trees, when it is either dry or wet, they call wood, kipa. Every one of all these plants, which is so, they call medicinal, daruk. The principal fruits are of 30 kinds, kadu inak, and 10 species, sardak, of them, are fit to eat inside and outside, as the fig, the apple, the quince, the citron, the grape, the mulberry, the pear, and others of this kind. 10 are fit to eat outside, but not fit to eat inside, as the date, the peach, the white apricot, and others of this kind. Those which are fit to eat inside but not fit to eat outside are the walnut, the almond, the pomegranate, the cocoa nut, the filbert, the chestnut, the pistachio nut, the bargon, and whatever else of this description are very remarkable. This too it says that every single flower is appropriate to an angel, a meshospend, as the white jasmine, saman, is for bohuman. The myrtle and jasmine, yasmin, are a uharmad's own. The mouse ear, or sweet marjoram, is ashabahist's own. The basil royal is Shatva'iro's own. The musk flower is Spendermod's. The lily is Horbadad's. The kumba is Emerodad's. Dean Pavan Ataro has the orange-scented mint. Vadrang Bod. Ataro has the marigold, Adargun. The water lily is Avon's. The white marv is Kiturshed's. The ranges is Moss. The violet is Tears. The meren is Goses. The carda is Dean Pavan Mitros. All violets are Mitros. The red chrysanthemum, Care, is Shroses. The dog rose, Nestron, is Rashnus. The coxcomb is Fravardines. The Sisevar is Vahrams. The yellow chrysanthemum is Rams. The orange-scented mint is Vads. The trigonella is Dean Pavan Deans. The 100-petaled rose is Deans. All kinds of wild flowers, Vahar, or Ards. Astad has all the white home. The bread baker's basil is Asmans. Samyad has the crocus. Mahraspend has the flower of Ardashir. Aniran has this home of the angel home of 3 kinds. It is concerning plants that every single kind, with a drop of water on a twig, tap, they should hold 4 finger breaths in front of the fire, Most of all, it is the lotus, Kunar, they speak of. And the three kinds, well, there are different species of ephedra, actually, but soma was composed of opium, ephedra, and marijuana, and or maybe it was a general term for a particular type of drug plant, but it wasn't the alcoholic beverage. But yeah, opium, ephedra, and marijuana are important in the Hayoma mixture. There's other things to put in it too. But we see the very words and ways that these plants and stuff are thought of as relating to some of the later, more common theological ideas. And by later, I mean later than Zarathustra, not the compilation of the Bundahis. But the organizing into the categories of meaning the different flowers. Of course, you can, if you're worshiping God, whatever angel or whatever's taking place, that's, it's going to happen. You don't have to worship these angels to get them to play the role that they were ordered to play a role in.